What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here, and joining me once again is my tag team partner, Tim from Pro Wrestling Unlimited. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. 2 weeks in a row. Love it.
I know. Once again, thank you for making the last minute fill in. I could count on you, and like in a moment's notice, like, hey, man, I need to record tonight. Are you available? And sure enough, you're what's the call? Making the call from the bullpen. You're able to just jump right in and make the save. So thank you for being available.
Oh yeah, always. It's not like I go to sleep anytime anyway, so I'm always up late.
I know, yes, and that's the great thing. Like, here's my thing: is I was telling a little bit off the air. So in the new year, in 2025, I've been working more from home than going into the radio station I work at. So now I go into the radio station twice a week, work from home 3 days a week. And yeah, with that being said, like I feel like I can stay up a little bit later. I can like work on more stuff throughout the day. It's just it's I feel like I've been more on the computer, but I've also been more productive with like content creation and like all this other stuff. So I'm with you. I feel like I'm just always available 24/7 to do something on my computer. So I know the feeling from you, like you're just always around, always available just to do something. So, but yeah, here we are. We're recording on a Wednesday night, busy weekend for WWE. It's their big Elimination Chamber premium live event in Toronto. And we're going to do our predictions here. As you saw from the title of this episode, it's going to be our predictions. We're going to go over all the matches and segments scheduled for the show this weekend and give our thoughts, what we think is going to happen based on what we've been seeing on TV, on the go home episodes of Raw and SmackDown, and you know what's going to happen next on the road to WrestleMania. So very exciting here. And
question,
yes,
would you like betting odds as well or no?
Oh sure, if you have those handy.
I can pull them up.
I usually get those emails too. I don't know, I was probably maybe the same guy that sends them out. It's like a mass email.
Probably.
Let's see. So let me look here, scroll down.
I can say since Monday, the men's chamber didn't change their favorite, but the odds are lesser, I guess you would say.
Okay. Let's see here. So I am looking up on Wikipedia and also WWE website. So yes, it's 4 matches plus a segment between The Rock and Cody Rhodes.
Oh Lord.
So yeah, last time you and I recorded, we were recording, let's see, the night before or the day of The Rock made the big announcement. The Rock
thing broke while we were recording.
That's right.
The announcement of Rock coming.
And it was kind of nice. What I did was, what I want to start doing at some point, I've just in this year alone started going live on my other podcast, Chasta and Huey, with my coworker Chasta, one of my best friends. So we go live on YouTube and Facebook. I need to get on Twitch as well. And so it's been really cool doing a live podcast, like when I've done live stuff with you on your channel. So with this one, like I think I've been a little hesitant to go live with In The Kliq here because not to get super technical, some of the glitches I've been dealing with lately, but I think I got them all figured out. I've been troubleshooting everything for the last week. So I think I'm all good now, figured out. But what I did for our last episode, you and I recorded together, I had it edited and then I did a premiere on the YouTube channel. And that was cool. Like I had it premiere, so it looked like it was a live broadcast, but then I was in the comments, in the chat, trying to respond to people. Right. And there were some people jumping in and stuff. So thank you to those people for being part of the conversation there. So I'll do that again for this episode. I'll get it live tomorrow morning, Thursday morning. So we got a couple days before Elimination Chamber. But yeah, here we are. It's Elimination Chamber is really interesting for me as far as it really is like Royal Rumble 2.0 vibe, as far as
a little bit
like Royal Rumble. Obviously the big takeaway is the Royal Rumble matches, and it's setting up who are the men and women's like new number one contenders for the title that the World Heavyweight title that they select. And then Elimination Chamber is like plan B. It's like, okay, it's because now, with the split brands, I got 2 world champions. So Elimination Chamber is like, all right, this is for the other titles, who the winners get those shots as well. So it's, I feel like once Elimination Chamber is done, then the real build to WrestleMania begins. And I think some people are complaining, oh, the build so far for the last month after Royal Rumble's been like subpar. I'm like, wait, I'm sure things are gonna really pick up after Elimination Chamber because now we got like 6 weeks to really get everything going.
Because my thing is, it's like this Jey Uso Gunther thing. They've been, they announced that not the week after Royal Rumble, but like 2 weeks after.
Two
and
Raws,
now
yeah.
They had like 9 weeks. They got to stretch and stretch and stretch, and then fans are eventually going to go, oh, they keep doing the same thing every week. Well, yeah, but then you want them to announce stuff early, and then you're going to complain, oh, they're doing the same thing. It's like, give it time. Not everything needs to get announced super early. Yeah, announce it enough time to get people invested, but don't announce it too early, because now it's like with Gunther and Jey, like I'm saying, it's like all they keep doing is like Jey will run down, Gunther will run off, or Gunther will beat him down, and it's like,
Yeah, and that's why I'm worried about Jey Gunther. It's going to get a little repetitive as far as their story building for the next few weeks. It's going to be Gunther once again saying, he's the ring general. He hates people disrespecting the ring. He thinks Jey is a total goofball compared to him, and he's beneath him. And then there's going to be a pull apart brawl at some point, or Jay's going to make the save. All this stuff, like you just said, it's. I'm wondering, and that's maybe we could talk about next week or whatever. As we talk about like the road to WrestleMania, I hope they give Gunther some more layers with his character development. Like I said last podcast, I really want to get to a point where Jey says, listen, man, you keep disrespecting me, but let's be real. I almost had you beat at Saturday Night's Main Event back in December. You talk a big game, but I think it's to cover up. Deep down, you're afraid that I can beat you. And so you're talking a big game to cover up that, deep down inside, you're afraid. I almost had you beat back in December, and you're afraid I can actually pull it off at WrestleMania. And then let's see Gunther maybe get a little scared.
Could that be too close to what Damian Priest did for Survivor Series, where he said, yes, at SummerSlam you beat me for the belt, but you barely beat me. You now have lost to Cody in Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel. You're not, 100% confident. Maybe I can. It's kind of the same thing. I know how to beat you. I could beat you. So it's like, I don't know. I like where you're going for, because like, he's already said it once. Jey was like, hey, I lost to Gunther, but I learned stuff in that match. Like, he said it once.
Well, that's what kind of, I think, happens in wrestling in general when you have a dominant world champion who feels like he's indestructible. And so you have to build up an underdog to take him out. But in that process, it's like, what can you say that hasn't been like said before at this point? So it's, I think the dynamic between a babyface and heel, you have like those basic dynamics between the two, and like it gets really repetitive sometimes in some of the motivation and the character development and all that stuff. So we'll see how it goes. The fallout after Elimination Chamber is going to be interesting, especially for Gunther and Jey. And yeah, even for Charlotte and Tiffany, like we still have not learned what's Charlotte's motivation for picking Tiffany Stratton.
And that was her thing too. She talked to Rhea and said, you haven't motivated me. I'm going to go to NXT, talk to Julia, get motivated. I'm going to go to SmackDown, talk to Tiffany, see if she can motivate me. But, excuse me, she had, like you said, hasn't said why she picked Tiffany. Just like, oh, hey, cool, I pick you.
Yeah. Which she said, Tiffany. And it's like, okay, come on, you gotta give me some more. But then again, maybe they're like what you said, they're like, hey, if we give that explanation too early, then how you fill up for the next 6 weeks of programming. So I would imagine maybe they'll save that for next week or the week after. I feel,
at least they're doing better with the Tiffany stuff. Tiffany's at least got something to do.
Yes.
She's working, she's still feuding with Nia. She's now got the match where she's teaming with Trish. Yeah. But it's like, Jay's got nothing.
Yeah,
Jay's just literally sitting and waiting.
Yeah, so that's what happens. It's like, do you put Jey in a match with some random person, but it's obviously going to be a win, or Gunther's going to get involved somehow. So it's going to be interesting how they kill time, more or less, on this road to WrestleMania. Have some speed bumps along the way to make it interesting. But you just mentioned Tiffany Stratton, so let's go ahead. Yeah, jump right into it. The 4 matches scheduled for Elimination Chamber in Toronto this Saturday. It's actually going to be a busy weekend, Tim, because this is going to be live on Peacock. Does it say what time? Is it 3 o'clock? 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Pacific time.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be interesting because AEW Collision is going to be in Oakland this Saturday, and I believe that's going to be around the same time. And so I got the invite from AEW to go to that show. So
Chamber should start an hour before Collision goes
Collision.
on the air.
At 5. Okay. So yeah, it'll be interesting. So I will probably watch a little bit of Chamber, go to AEW, and then catch the rest of Chamber when I get home. So do my best to stay off social media for all the spoilers. So
or you just make sure your phone's fully charged and have it on while you're at the AEW show. I've seen people do it.
And I think there'll be a lot of people doing that, trying to multitask, like watch, looking up and down, look at their phone, look at the ring, all that stuff. But yeah, okay, let's jump into it. First match here. Tiffany Stratton teaming up with Trish Stratus, taking on Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. We all know at this point, Tiffany, Nia, Candice have a long history together. Tiffany and Nia were once like a little power couple on SmackDown. Tiffany cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase on Nia. One of the best cash-ins, I think, in a long time for the women's division. That was awesome. God, was that January, early January now, or the end of December? I'm trying to remember the timeline.
I want to say it was end of December. I mean, I can look it up.
Yeah. But and Candice LeRae was also added to the mix a few months ago as another sidekick for Nia. So these three have history going back and forth. As you said, Nia won a rematch and all that stuff. Was it SmackDown last week, the week before? They were beating down Tiffany Stratton, the two of them. Trish Stratus made the save, and they decided Tiffany and Trish to team up, and they challenged Nia and Candice for a match for Toronto. And part of me, I'm like, what's the point of this match? At the end of the day, we all know it's just to get Trish Stratus, Toronto's own, on the card for this. And I'm like, I guess that's cool. So for longtime WWE fans, want to see Trish Stratus wrestle in person. That's cool for the hometown audience. But part of me is like, I don't know. I feel like maybe there could have been some other better matches to go with here, but maybe they're trying to save some of that stuff for the WrestleMania build-up.
Right. But did you see when Nia stacked Tiffany and Trish together and gave them the softest annihilator ever?
Yes, on SmackDown last week. Yeah, I'm with you. I was like, whoa, okay.
She didn't want to hurt Trish.
I get it. Hey, and to Nia's credit, you know, pre her first go around with WWE, a lot of people were saying she was unsafe in the ring. She hurt Kairi Sane back in the day. All this stuff. Nia, this time around, since she's rejoined the company, much better performer in the ring. She's not perfect, but she's much better. She's in great shape, all that stuff. So I give Nia a lot of kudos for her performance this second go around. So, all right, Tim, for this match itself, I think it's kind of obvious which way it could go. But yeah, how are you feeling the direction for this match?
Oh, it's like the T-shirt says. It's Tiffy Trish time or Tiffy Trishy time. They ain't getting a shirt if they ain't winning. So I'm going with Trish and Tiffany.
Exactly. I'm with you there. Yeah, they got a custom new shirt for this new tag team, which I'm curious, if this could be a one-time thing or this is something they can like connect later down the road for future events. So it's good for that way for Trish Stratus. She doesn't have to do a full match by herself. She's got Tiffany as a tag team partner that can carry most of the load of this match. Trish can get the hot tag and make a big comeback, and then Tiffany does the moonsault for the win there. So poor Candice, I'm assuming she'll be the one to eat the pin. Now, it'd be interesting, though, see if Charlotte gets involved in some capacity. Will she sit ringside again? Will she be I'm sure she's going to be involved in some capacity, watching maybe from ringside on the commentary booth, maybe a suite. But I imagine they're going to do something here to set up more of Tiffany and Charlotte's match for WrestleMania. All right, next up, the unsanctioned match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And I'm digging the buildup. I know it feels kind of sudden, but it's been obviously taking out the fallout from Royal Rumble. Kevin Owens lost again to Cody Rhodes. Kevin blames Sami Zayn for not being there, helping him to win the title, because before they had their match at Royal Rumble, Kevin Owens was trying to persuade Sami to help him out, help me win the title. You said you want to enter the Royal Rumble because you want to be a champion. Well, tell you what, if you help me beat Cody Rhodes, you'll be my first opponent for my championship. Didn't turn out that way. You saw Kevin Owens lose after the Alabama Slam from Cody on the ladder. Sami just stood there in shock and tried to help his friend. So Kevin's very pissed off and just taking out his anger on Sami Zayn for not helping him, but also Sami realigning with the bloodline, the reunion last year, and helping up Roman Reigns in the Royal Rumble match. So he's finally taken out that aggression that he initially took out Cody Rhodes for, the same motivation for Cody aligning with Roman Reigns. Now he's taking out his frustration on Sammy for aligning with the bloodline and Roman Reigns specifically. So after the package pile driver Kevin Owens gave Sammy a couple weeks ago, he's been busted up, neck busted. Adam Pearce didn't want to give him the match, but Adam said, all right, I'll give you the match, but it's unsanctioned. And I really loved it on SmackDown last week. Kevin Owens is doing another cell phone video promo. Come to find out, he's outside Sami Zayn's house. You see Sammy, his wife and son in the house playing together. So he's like stalking him. I thought that was really powerful. On Raw this week, though, Sami Zayn cuts a video and he went to Kevin Owens' house.
No, it wasn't a video. He told the story in the interview.
Yeah, sorry about that. Told the story.
He got caught.
He saw Kevin Owens' mom, but he felt guilty because like, I'm about to destroy your son, but he obviously has a long time friendship with his mom.
Yeah.
And he just felt guilty there. So with that being said, might be the tough. Okay, I'll start with you. How do you think this is going to play out? Who's going to win?
So I honestly could see it go either way, but here's my prediction.
Okay.
Kevin has to win because I think Randy Orton gets involved to build to a Mania match. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Randy finally comes back.
Yes, I think that's what's going to happen as well. As far as Randy Orton's been gone for months, and part of me was like, man, this could be a WrestleMania match right here between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I love the video package explaining their long history and that they've been friends, they've been enemies, back and forth. Now, granted, they had a WrestleMania match a few years ago. We talked about before on the podcast, but this time around it's a little bit different. I think it's even more like bad blood between the two of them. And I think if it was at WrestleMania on that stage, it would really be a great place to have it settled there. But I get it. They're Canadian boys. This is going to be in Canada, even though it's Toronto, far away from Montreal, where they're from. But nonetheless, let's get some Canadian wrestlers on the show. So I guess that's why they're having it here. The other thing is I'm like, okay, maybe they're doing it here because they have different plans for both of them for WrestleMania. So yeah, I think Randy Orton finally comes back to get his revenge on Kevin Owens, attacks him in some capacity, and it's going to lead to a match for Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. At the same time, I'm thinking, where does Sami Zayn go come WrestleMania? The only thing I could think of is Karrion Kross. He's been kind of talking about Sammy a lot these last few weeks on TV, on Raw. And, he had even a social media video dressed in a wig and beard and stuff. So I wonder if Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross is the direction they're going to go for WrestleMania.
There is a rumor, multi-man for the IC title.
Oh, okay. Because
they've been doing these multi-man matches. So it's like last year we had the tag title one. And I want to say we had one the year before, but now I can't remember what it was. All the women's tag matches. There were multi-women tags. So it's like
they had the multi-tag as well. Remember in LA,
39.
It was Street Profits, War Raiders.
Yes.
Ricochet, Braun Strowman, all those guys. Yeah.
So it's like maybe they don't do the tag multi-team thing, which I think they might do for SmackDown actually, but maybe they do for Raw, the IC title on the line with, you got Braun Breaker, AJ, Penta, maybe throw Sammy in there, somebody else. Sheamus, Kaiser.
Yeah. I guess, and every WrestleMania has a multi-person match just to get as many people on the card. So, but with that being said, so I think that's why they have the match here, settle it here, and then both can go different directions come WrestleMania. Part of me is like the fact that Sami Zayn in that video interview we saw on Monday, it sounds to me he has a little bit of doubt. Like he said, he felt bad seeing Kevin Owens' mom because in the back of his mind, he knows he's going to have a blood match with Kevin Owens. He wants to take him out, destroy him. But the fact he had a little bit of guilt, I wonder if that's what's going to hold him back a bit.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's going to be a moment in a match where he can't finish Kevin. He can't take it to the next level to be really evil, and that's what causes him.
So here's my thing. He said in that interview, I think it was with Jackie Redmond, he said, Kevin and I, we're probably going to do things to each other worse than we've ever done. And people have seen all the bad things we've done to each other. So does that mean worse than a package pile driver off of a ladder bridge on a bunch of ladders? Like, oh, if we get something worse than that, oh my dang.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do here in this match, how they sell the score. But
Mm.
just the fact that Sammy showed a little bit of what's the word, remorse, I guess, is that might cost him. Like he's still the baby face in this match. He can't take it to the next level to really take out Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens, who's like on a whole new level right now, mentally as a really bad heel, he's the one that can like take it to that next level and destroy Sami Zayn. That's what's going to cost him. So yeah, does Randy Orton get involved before the match is done or after the match? That we'll see how that goes there. But I think Randy gets involved in some capacity. But yeah, so I'm with you. I think Kevin Owens needs a win. Like, let's be real. He's lost a lot of matches lately over the last few months with the Cody feud and stuff. I think Kevin just needs a big win here. And I think Sam's a little more indestructible when it comes to wins and losses. The crowd still loves him. So, all right, let's talk about the women's Elimination Chamber match. So we got Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. And the winner of this match will get a shot at the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 41. That's the title Rhea Ripley has.
Unless it's EO, because EO's challenging Monday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I
doubt it.
Well, okay. I'll turn it to you. Who do you think's going to win this?
So, I mean, if it's Rhea for sure, which I'm pretty sure it is, I'd love to see Rhea and Bianca at WrestleMania.
Yes.
I think they've both been on the main roster long enough. Finally give us that match at WrestleMania. They were supposed to do it like a year ago and Rhea got hurt. And so I'm not at a Mania before, but regardless, I think it is. Yeah. Now here's my question. Does Jade Cargill get involved at all because of the Bianca Naomi stuff? And does she maybe take out Naomi beforehand?
Yes. So it's going to be interesting here because on Raw this week, we saw Bianca and Naomi lose to Liv and Raquel, the women's tag team titles. So the tag titles are not on them anymore. So whatever they want to do with that story between Naomi, Bianca, and Jay can now progress.
Right.
I still think, and you and I talked about this last episode, we both agree. We think Naomi's still the one who did it. Now, does this lead to a match between Naomi and Jay? Jade wants revenge against Naomi. That leads to a WrestleMania match. Where's Bianca fall in this? Well, Bianca could win the Elimination Chamber, face Rhea Ripley. So that way you have everyone taken care of as far as matches go. The only other person I could think of is Liv Morgan winning this one, which I'm like, part of me, I'm hesitant because I'm like, we've seen her and Rhea so many times. Like, Liv Morgan was champion most of 2024, but her feud was always around Rhea Ripley. She didn't really defend it much against anyone else.
But the problem with Liv is then you lock up no tag title match for WrestleMania.
Okay. So what I was thinking before these tag titles switch on Monday, I was thinking Liv would win. So it'd be Liv, Rhea once again. They'd have the built-in storyline there. Yeah. I think EO, fantasy booking, EO, Rhea have their match the fall or 2 nights later on Raw. I was thinking maybe Liv and Raquel get involved, DQ or no contest, attack Rhea Ripley. EO doesn't win, and they want Rhea to stay champion because Liv wants to beat Rhea for the title at WrestleMania. It means more to her to beat her for the woman that took the title off her versus compared to EO. Right. However, EO's story is, she got eliminated. She lost her qualifying match for Elimination Chamber, and obviously because Rhea interfered. So that's why they're having this match as a make good. Rhea, as a babyface, is trying to do a make good, give EO another opportunity. So EO's like, I don't have I have no road to WrestleMania now. Since I'm not in the Elimination Chamber, I don't have a match for WrestleMania. I don't know what I'm going to do. And she had the video package underwater. Was it last week? That was really cool. Yeah. Her whole story is she wants to get to WrestleMania in some capacity, a match for the title or be women's champion. So I was thinking Liv attacks Rhea, wants Rhea to retain being champion. So that way Liv can face Rhea for the title. But EO's pissed off, and as a punishment to Liv Morgan, they make it a triple threat.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
EO, Liv, and Rhea, triple threat for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. That's where I was originally going before these titles switched, or excuse me, the tag title switch on Monday. Now, because of that, you're right. Does Liv and Raquel now go off on a separate story to defend those tag titles at WrestleMania against someone?
And you could still kind of shoehorn in there Io and Liv at Mania because you can have, Liv and Raquel defend the titles against Damage Control.
Okay. There you go. Good point there.
Yep.
So listen, Bianca versus Rhea, that is like star power right there. You got the two most dominant women wrestlers of their generation, their era of NXT and whatnot. This is a match I think people have wanted to see for a long time on WrestleMania, but just haven't had a chance to get there yet. My only downside is it kind of feels a little rushed. I think they could have done more to build up to it over the last few months. But nonetheless, I think maybe they just feel like, you know what? Listen, you guys love both of them. We could throw a match between the two of them together and you guys are going to eat it up no matter what. So maybe that's just the mentality from creative. It's like, you're going to take it as it is. So Bianca, Rhea, I am now leaning more towards Bianca now after you just split the tag title situation. Right. But like they have 6 weeks to really tell a good story at that point.
And here's the other thing, though. You think fans are going to, if it is Bianca, do you think they go, oh, well, it's babyface? Unless somehow they're turned Bianca and she was in cahoots with Naomi all along. They're both heels.
Yeah, I mean, Bianca could give a little more sass attitude. She's
I think she can make it work.
Her old NXT days, which is I loved that persona of her, that version of her. She was awesome. Because the other thing too is like Alexa Bliss, she just came back. She's not gonna get a world title shot. So she's in this match for her name value recognition. Just so she kind of
they want her to do a moonsault off the top of one of them pods.
Yeah, exactly. Bayley and Roxanne, they've already been beefing for a while now. They cancel each other out. I think
one eliminates the other, and
exactly. Sure. It's going to lead to a match. You and I are talking off the air now. Is that match at Stand and Deliver come April or WrestleMania? I think
honestly, I could even see, not to cut you off, sorry. I could see Bayley pin Roxanne. Then the ref's like, Roxanne, you got to leave. And Roxanne beats down Bayley. That leads to Bayley's elimination by somebody else.
Exactly. And that leads to their match. Yeah. Stand and Deliver or WrestleMania 41. And then Naomi, as you said, if it's revealed that she was the person who attacked Jade, does Jade come out somehow, cost Naomi, or get involved in some capacity?
Here's an interesting thing with Jade. For the last 3 to 4 weeks, PW Insider keeps reporting Jade's at the PC this week training. Jade's at the PC this week. Jade's not scheduled to be at the PC.
Oh, so traveling to Toronto, maybe?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Whether that's SmackDown or Elimination Chamber.
Well, that'd be a cool surprise because it's a stadium show, so I think they want to have some surprises just to please the crowd there.
People keep forgetting that too, that it's a stadium show. They got like 31,000 seats or something like that.
Yeah, and they only got 4 matches technically. So I know the Elimination Chamber matches could take a while each to take place.
Last year they each went 30 to 33. I want to say.
Yeah,
35 maybe.
Over to half an hour. So I'm sure they want to give people a lot of star power. So Jade making her big return, that would be a great surprise there for everyone.
And who knows how long Rock wants. Rock could go 20 minutes himself.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a second.
On SmackDown, the whole thing with The Rock on SmackDown, he went, I know someone went back because they were like, oh, I want to see how long that actually was. 27 minutes. From start to finish with The Rock on SmackDown.
Because I didn't watch it live. I watched it on the later on the weekend. And I'm like, how long is this damn thing going?
Yeah. From the time Rock's music hit to the time it ended and Rock walked out, 27 minutes.
Jeez. Okay. All right.
Also, someone else made a joke. Someone told Brian Alvarez that he said it on his podcast. So someone from the company messaged me and goes, I think Rock turned babyface heel in that promo more times than Big Show his entire career.
Oh, yeah, totally. Okay, we'll get into that in a second. All right, let's talk about the men's Elimination Chamber match. And the winner here becomes the number 1 contender for the undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes' title at WrestleMania 41. So we got John Cena, who just declared he was going to be in this match after he got eliminated at Royal Rumble. CM Punk, he won his match against Sami Zayn. Drew McIntyre won a triple threat on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. Logan Paul, he beat Rey Mysterio in I haven't had a chance to talk about that. That was not a good match. I mean,
so the company's defense is Logan's still learning.
But he was in title shot against Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia. He's a U.S. champion.
They apparently, because Meltzer wrote this in the Observer last week, I think it was. Basically, the company is of the impression of, Logan's good.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's not great. He's still getting better every match. And so we give him a little grace.
My thing is like, okay, listen, I know Logan Paul, amazing athlete. And I'm guessing most of his big matches, he has a lot of time to prep at the Performance Center or wherever he trains at.
Well, if you watch his vlogs, he's got a ring at his house in where does he live? Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
He's got a ring.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, I think he can plan out his match and choreograph. But this one, I'm guessing him and Ray didn't have time to plan it out. But I could see poor Ray calling this match and trying to lead it and help him and like, maybe stop and like let Logan catch himself and call the next spot for Ray. Or Ray was calling the next spot. But yeah, it was not good. But yeah, Logan picked up the victory. Damian Priest, he won that triple threat versus Jacob and Braun Strowman. Yep. And then Seth Rollins beat Finn Balor past Monday. So he's the last one to qualify. Very obviously star-studded Elimination Chamber match here. All main eventers here. Actually, and I think we talked about this before last episode. All outside of Logan Paul, all former world champions. Yeah. Logan Paul, former U.S. champion. So hey, he's had singles gold as well. So this is one of the more star-studded men's Elimination Chamber match in a long time. I think it's really down to two people as far as who can win here, but I'll turn it to you, Tim, first. Who you think is going to win?
Yeah, I think I know who you're thinking. The two people, Cena or Punk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I would assume it's Cena.
Yeah,
that's my prediction. But it's like I'm like before Friday last week, I was like, oh, Cena, Cody, boom, there we go. But then the Rock stuff, it's like, what? Now here's the thing, and I think we talked about that. No, we wouldn't have talked about this because this news didn't come out till after we recorded. That when the creative team learned that the Rock was coming in and needed to change everything, that was Thursday afternoon.
Oh, okay.
And so basically, we got a Vince McMahon rip the script up the night before, rewrite the whole show. So a lot of people don't even know what the plan is with the Rock. So it's like, what is the Rock Cody plan? Is Cody going to say, yes, I'll be your champion, and then we got the new corporation? Or does he say, no, I'm not your champion, and we have the new Austin McMahon?
Yeah. And then, not to jump ahead, but I'm like, then does the Rock find someone else to represent him to go after Cody Rhodes?
Right.
So, okay, I'm with you. I think John Cena is still the favorite to win. Yes. Makes sense. You get John Cena. The storyline there is, can he win number 17 at WrestleMania? That the story's right there. It's his last year, retirement year, his final WrestleMania. Can he win the big one more time to break the record for WWE most world title wins? The story writes itself. You get John Cena involved, and like, imagine all the media outlets out there. That's an easy story for them to all gravitate towards, talk about it. Everyone's going to ask that question. Hell, everyone who goes to WrestleMania Media Day can ask that question. Do you think John Cena is going to break the record? Like, it becomes an easy story, narration for everyone to talk about. So,
and then also the extra headlines you get. Cena wins it. He does the press conference after. Then all those questions they can ask him. And
exactly. And I like what you said. I think a while back you said, to give you credit, you said, I think it makes sense. John Cena wins the title there. He stands up at the top of the ramp, top of the stage, the entrance there, looks at the crowd, does the signal, and has the title on. It's a great photo right there. Him with the
going
title,
off the air.
Show going off the air with the title, crowd cheering, and the crowd behind him, whatnot. It's a great visual for a great WrestleMania moment that they can live forever.
Exactly.
So the only one I can think of is CM Punk, because him and Cody Rhodes, they had great story promos we saw earlier this year. It's great stuff there. And so what I'm thinking is, like, I think Drew, Damian Priest cancel each other out. The rumor is they're going to have a match at WrestleMania. They had Drew got eliminated by Damian Priest in the Royal Rumble, so they can have another moment here in this match. One eliminates the other, and it motivates their WrestleMania match there. I think Seth Rollins, as we saw this week on Raw, confronts Cody Rhodes, says, please don't align yourself with The Rock, because then it wipes away everything I did last year for you. I was your shield. I helped you win that title. Don't like rub it in my face and throw it all down the toilet there. So I could see Seth, and he also wants to fight Cody as well. So I can see Seth wants to try to get that title. The only thing is, like, Seth, as much as he wants to win it, I'm sure he doesn't want to see CM Punk win that title. So he will be damn as much motivated as he is to try to win this for himself. He's going to do his damnedest to make sure CM Punk doesn't win and gets eliminated. So you can almost say they cancel each other out as well because of their history. And then what's the other one? Logan Paul. I can see Logan Paul. Like, let's say The Rock, Cody, last minute changes happens. Maybe a new storyline for Cena is Logan Paul. Logan versus Cena at WrestleMania.
So with Raw, you watched the US version on Netflix, right?
Yes.
So you didn't see, they somewhat during one of the commercials teased Logan Paul and AJ Styles.
Wait, say that one more time.
They teased Logan Paul and AJ Styles during one of the commercial breaks. If you were watching the international version.
How'd they tease that?
So AJ was being interviewed by Kathy Kelly, and then all of a sudden we hear, AJ, is that AJ? And Logan Paul walks up and is like, starts talking crap to AJ Styles and stuff. And then he's just like, oh, well, it's time. I got to go. I got to get ready for my Elimination Chamber match this weekend or something like that.
Oh, okay. I did not.
It was like teasing AJ, hey, I made the chamber. You didn't, this, that. And so it's like, I got to shot the title and you don't. But if they do that multi-man match for the IC title, I can see Logan in that for sure.
Okay, totally. I got to ask or check because for me, Netflix, I pay the high-end tier one, so I don't get any commercials. So I see like when it looks like they go to commercial break, I see like what they do to kill time. It's like promos in the ring. That's in the live broadcast. But then if you catch the replay afterwards, they cut all that stuff out.
Oh, that's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird because like this past Monday, I didn't watch it live. I watched it later. And so side note, when the New Day comes out, all of a sudden it goes to, when they come to the ring, it goes to black, the screen, and the screen comes to fade out or fade back in, and it's them in the ring. And it looks like they've been talking for a few minutes, but all of a sudden they move on to the next segment or what was it, LWO. So I'm like, okay, what happened there? There was obviously some sort of promo in the ring. Like they cut it out. So they cut out those filler stuff for during the commercial breaks for the replay. So
but it's like the weird thing is it's not all filler though. Like I said, they teased something with AJ and Logan.
You're right. Like that's some good story beats telling right there. So I'm with you as far as I think if I would have watched it live, I would have seen that segment. Cause like I said, like it's what I pay for. I don't get commercials. I see every segment that's going on. So but like I said, I didn't watch it live this week. I watched it after.
That's weird because if you have the US feed, no matter what tier of Netflix you get, you're supposed to still get commercials.
I don't get any commercials.
Interesting.
Okay. I will do my best to watch it live next Monday and make a note if I see any commercials. Gotcha. I think I don't see anything. I see everything that goes on in the ring when they do like a side interview somewhere, like up in the crowd or something. I see all that extra filler stuff. So I'll keep you posted if I see anything different. So with that being said, I think Logan Paul versus Cena could be a backup plan there. Logan Paul, as you say, with AJ Styles.
So who do you think wins the chamber then?
Okay, I still think Cena wins. At the end of the day, it's Cena. The only option is CM Punk. However, I still think Cena wins. I mean, there's the rumor Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns triple threat at WrestleMania. I wonder, if Cena wins and Cena versus Cody, but then maybe CM Punk asks Logan Paul. I'm sorry, not Logan Paul. What am I thinking? Ask Paul Heyman for that favor, to cash in that favor. He gets inserted into the Cena Cody Rhodes match and becomes a triple threat. And I don't know. I should reveal this right now. Okay. It's almost like I wonder, okay, how does Paul Heyman make that deal happen? If Paul Heyman gets asked from CM Punk, hey, I want to cash in my favor. I want to be in the main event WrestleMania. Put me in that title match between Cena and Cody Rhodes. So Paul Heyman has to go talk to someone who is powerful enough to make that happen. The Rock. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe you're still the new devil.
So maybe Cody Rhodes rejects The Rock. CM Punk becomes his new corporate champion.
Well, that could be a thing. It's like, is CM Punk so what's the word I'm looking for? Desperate and there's a word it's on the tip of my tongue. Desperate works though. So greedy. Desperate to be in the main event of WrestleMania that he'll go to The Rock and say, hey, I'll do whatever you need. Put me in the main event.
Okay, so let's talk about that. All right, so we think Cena's Elimination Chamber winner here. All right, the other segment announced, as we talked about last week, The Rock showed up to SmackDown last week, had a really long promo with Cody Rhodes, pretty much asked him to be his corporate champion. He's like, listen, you're great, you're doing great things. However, I could take you to the next level. I can give you more Instagram followers. I can help you make more money, all that stuff. Join me. I want you. I want you. I want your soul. And I think a lot of people are just interpreting. He wants him to work with him, be his corporate champion, all that stuff. Jump ahead to Raw this week. Cody kind of more explains that situation as far as he saw his dad like growing up. Like he understands the value of working with The Rock. Obviously, more money. He wants to be able to provide for his family and friends, his family legacy. Like he knows there's a lot of pressure.
Early retirement.
Early retirement. Like he sees a lot of the pros of aligning himself with The Rock. He can do a lot of things that his dad wasn't able to do. Going back to reference, his dad was working late into his 60s, doing indie stuff, trying to provide for his family, make ends meet to get by. He knows if he kind of sells himself out, he can make a lot of money, provide for his family, friends, live a good life, retire early. But at the same time, he knows it's wrong. I did, by the way, shout out. I did think it was cool. Cody Rhodes did shout out his nephews who are wrestling now. They work in Dustin's promotion.
When he said, I got my wife, I got my daughter, I got little Brody. He even mentioned little Brody.
He didn't mention Dustin. He mentioned his sister.
Hey, Dustin can take care of himself. He's a big boy.
I know. But it was cool. He mentioned his two nephews who are wrestling as a tag team. Yeah. They both look like young Cody Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes. They work in Dustin's promotion in Texas. I think they're the tag champions down there. So I'm sure hopefully they'll be in NXT in the near future. I'm calling it now.
Or Dustin takes them to AEW ROH.
I know, yeah, ROH right there. So it's almost kind of like foreshadowing Cody's going to say no. I'll turn to you, though. What do you think Cody's decision is to The Rock?
So going back to the initial promo and segment first, when they first did it, The Rock was just like, I'll give you everything you want. I'll give you Instagram followers. I got 500 million, which he actually doesn't have 500 million. It's 394 million. But anyways.
Details.
I checked that immediately. Anyways. So he's like, I'll give you more Instagram followers. And then because of that, maybe opportunities will open. And I'm like, he's like, I'll give you everything you want. And my first thing in my mind was, Cody's got what he wants. He's got a family. He's got his school. He's got, all this stuff. At least back in the day when Vince would book hey, I'm going to help elevate you storyline. It was because like Big Show opened a strip mall and it failed and he lost all of his money and needed money. So that's why he worked at the Authority. Vince, and then they did it with Shawn Michaels, where Shawn Michaels lost all of his money. I forget how, but needed to work for JBL. Yeah, there's always been a reason why one of your top guys needs, the higher power to help them out.
Fell on hard times. Times, baby.
But with Cody, it's just like The Rock just goes, I see you. I see the potential. I can make you bigger. Does that almost diminish Cody, saying you can't do it on your own?
Yeah.
Does it diminish the company and the championship where this guy who, yes, he's very influential in the company, he's on the board of directors and everything, but does it say, oh, unless I'm around, you're plateaued and stagnant now? That's my thing. At least, and then the one last thing, at least I liked Cody on Monday, kind of clarifying, like you said, I saw my dad work till he was in his late 60s and having to scratch and claw. Maybe Rock can help me not have to do that.
Yeah, he doesn't want to repeat the same things he saw his dad go through.
Yeah.
So yes, I appreciate Cody trying to give a little more detail, kind of explaining mentally where is he at, and hearing The Rock what he has to say in his presentation to him. But I was also going to just add on that. Oh my God, I lost my train of thought there. We were just talking about, let's see, The Rock. It's interesting. He's going after Cody Rhodes. Like he wants Cody Rhodes. I want your soul. Part of me was like, man, he has really moved on for Roman Reigns as far as, he aligned himself with Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns was the big dog, the tribal chief. He was the champion. He was like the most powerful guy in WWE. So The Rock's like, you're helping keep our family provided for. Like you're keeping our family the most powerful family in all of wrestling. But ever since he lost and dropped the title to Cody, he's like, now I want you, because I wonder. Ooh, it's like Cody. It's almost like you beat Roman, who I thought was unstoppable. you're the one I really want now. That's why he's like, I want your soul. Like, forget my family member here. He lost it. He's no good to me anymore. You're the one who beat him. You're the one I want now. So that makes more sense.
So what if it's The Rock's plan is, okay, I need to latch on to whoever the top dog is to help me. I'm making it look like I'm helping you, but you're really going to help me in the end. Roman, you screwed the pooch. You lost. Cody, you beat him. You're the big dog now. I need to align myself with you somehow, or I need to fight you because it's going to up my stock being associated with you instead of Roman.
Yeah, it's like Roman's old news, man. It's like you had your run, but now you lost that title. You're no good to me. It's almost like the Emperor in Star Wars. Like Darth Vader was getting old, and the Emperor wanted Luke Skywalker. He saw the future with Luke Skywalker. And I always said, Cody Rhodes is the Luke Skywalker of WWE. His 3 years of the first 3 WrestleManias of his return, it's just the Star Wars trilogy played out. He makes his big return at WrestleMania in 2022 in Texas, took on Seth Rollins. That was his version of A New Hope. It's a new superhero, a new hero emerges. It's Cody Rhodes making his big return to WWE. The following year, WrestleMania in Los Angeles, he loses to Roman Reigns. That's Empire Strikes Back. It's on a downer. He lost the title. He didn't get to accomplish his story. He didn't get to finish the story. He's all sad, upset. That's Empire Strikes Back. Then last year in Philadelphia at WrestleMania 40, he beats Roman Reigns one more time in the rematch. He's now the WWE champion. He's finished his story. Everyone's happy. Everyone's celebrating. That's Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Like I said, this whole story here is Star Wars playing out. The last 3 WrestleManias was the Star Wars trilogy. Like I said, Cody Rhodes is the Luke Skywalker of WWE. And with that being said, Roman Reigns is Darth Vader, and The Rock, the final boss, he's the Emperor. So that's why I feel like the Emperor
and John Cena is your Obi-Wan.
Oh, totally. Yeah. He endorsed Cody Rhodes last summer. Yeah. So I'm with you. So I think that's what The Rock is trying to do. He's trying to persuade Cody to join the dark side, join me, be my corporate champion. And that's the thing. I think at the end of the day, Cody Rhodes is going to turn him down. He's the baby face. I know people want to see him go heel again.
Homelander.
Be Homelander or be the heel version that he was in ROH a few years ago before he joined back with WWE and AEW and all that. Listen, Cody Rhodes is hot right now, selling a lot of merch. The kids love him. Action figures are selling, all that stuff. He's making the media rounds. He's just a great face ambassador for the company. You don't turn that right now. I don't want Austin McMahon WrestleMania 17 moment here. You don't turn him babyface right now when he's still hot right now. So,
oh my God, you just put a thought in my mind. What if he turns down The Rock only to swerve us, and Rock, just like McMahon at WrestleMania 17, comes out and helps him beat Cena?
Oh my God. Oh no. So, like I said, my thing is I think Cody Rhodes is going to turn them down, say no. The Rock is going to get pissed and try to find someone else to represent him because we don't think The Rock's wrestling.
No, he said in the press conference, this is not leading to a match between me and Cody. And in the press conference, he was full Dwayne. He was not in character.
Okay. With that being said, he's not wrestling WrestleMania. I think the next best thing, he's going to be in the corner of someone else or he's going to find someone to represent him to go after. He's going to hire that person to go after Cody.
Which, and if that's the thing, Cena does feel weird for that role.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder, let's just say John Cena wins Elimination Chamber. What I'm thinking what could happen here, fun fantasy booking, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41. That's what we think is going to happen. CM Punk, desperate for that WrestleMania main event spot, is going to cash in his favor. The Paul Heyman, it's like, hey man, cash in my favor. I want to be main eventing WrestleMania. Put me in that match. It becomes a triple threat. Like I said, Paul Heyman's who's he got to talk to make that happen. The Rock was very clear as final boss Rock on SmackDown. He's part of TKO. TKO owns WWE. He's part of the board of directors there. He's a powerful man in the company. So, and Paul Heyman already has connection with the bloodline. Obviously, we've known that for years, that the family connection.
There you go.
So he privately has to have a conversation with The Rock to make that deal happen. And maybe in return.
And remember last year, he had the Roman phone and the Rock phone.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's all about, we're talking souls now. So maybe CM Punk, unfortunately, has to sell his soul to The Rock to get added to the main event of WrestleMania 41. And he becomes his new representative. And the goal is for CM Punk now to main event WrestleMania. He wins the title and he becomes a new corporate champion for The Rock. Now, whether does he become a bad guy, a heel in this process, and like fully embraces the dark side?
I would. I love a heel Punk. I love a heel Punk.
Or does he like, he's kind of hesitant. He's like, I'm champion unreluctantly. Like, so we'll see. So that's my idea what could happen there for that storyline. So, and then that way you could still have Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns one-on-one. I think that's better one-on-one. Just the two of them. Yeah. There's more history there with the Shield and all that stuff. So that's what I'm thinking could happen there for WrestleMania. So we'll see. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. See what happens here. Very excited for Elimination Chamber this Saturday in Toronto on Peacock. And then I'm trying to think, well, we're actually kind of running long here. It's getting kind of late. So I think let's start wrapping it up. You can save more for next week with a review of Elimination Chamber and the fallout and start building the road to WrestleMania. So on that note, let's start wrapping things up. Tim, first off, thank you so much again for helping out. And where can the Kliqsters find you online?
So you can find most of my work at Pro Wrestling Unlimited, whether that's on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, all of the different places, Facebook, either Pro Wrestling Unlimited or PW Unlimited. Then you can find my other non-wrestling stuff anywhere at Timmy Buddy.
Awesome. And I'm Baby Huey. Follow me on Facebook at Baby Huey Official, Twitter and Instagram at Baby Huey83 for everything else at In The Kliq. And please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts at. Also, please, if you're watching this video right now on YouTube, go ahead, leave a comment, and let's get into the conversation there. Don't be shy. Leave a comment. I'll do my best to respond. Also, give us a thumbs up. Share this podcast as well. And let me know what are your predictions for Elimination Chamber. Go ahead, leave a comment there. And email us inthekliq@gmail.com. And on that note, let's go home. And that's the bottom line because Huey said so.